Why do civilizations create calendars? It's really one of those big questions which nobody has ever been able to address fully. When you look at archaeologists or historians, they'll just say that they needed to have this calendar because of basic agricultural needs. Well, you do not really need a calendar for that purpose. A calendar, whenever you start to look at it, always has an astronomical foundation, whether it is the sun, whether it is the moon, whether it are stars. And when you look at the Mayans, you find that they have encoded that same stellar information into their calendar. So really, the calendar is a clock. It's a clock which says that we on Earth here live in accordance with bigger forces out there, which the Mayans considered to be the gods, and that the gods were actually influencing our existence here on Earth. And that is the principal reason why the Mayans actually had calendars. When we look at the Mayan calendar and we look what they did when back-to endings happened in the past, we actually find that they built certain monuments, quite often in Chichen Itza, but also on various other places. I don't think we can expect the Mayans to actually build something in Chichen Itza or anywhere else, because all of these places are in ruins, but also very much historical monuments where they will not be allowed to build anything. So I think in 2012, what we're going to see is actually something which is already happening, which is that the Mayans are actually saying that 2012 is a world ending, and they are proclaiming it to the world that we should take note that their world age is ending. And I think that is really the big focus of what 2012 within a Mayan environment will be for this message of 2012. It will not be a monument as it was in the past. It will be proclaiming it to the world, and largely that message has already been successful. The 2012 phenomenon with the Mayan is obviously something which is very controversial, because when we look to the West, we find that we have white people who write books about it and actually say what 2012 is supposedly all about. It's going to be about the end of the world, it's going to be about a major catastrophe, maybe a flood, but that is really so far away from what the Mayans really believe. The Mayans believe that 2012 is about change, it's about rejuvenation, and there are parts of this myth which do incorporate and which leave room for some kind of cataclysm, but they also make it clear that this cataclysm is not going to destroy the entire universe or the Earth. That cataclysm takes the form of maybe some kind of flooding, and maybe 3 days where the sun will not rise through some means which we really have no idea as to how this would come about. But then again, on the 22nd of December 2012, the world will continue. And getting this message across to the Western world is really very hard, because at this moment in time, the Western world is all about 2012 and destruction. So what we're really looking for is people from the Mayan heartland to stand up and say, no, 2012 is not about cataclysmic events, but it is about something else.